Right, Jordan, welcome back. Seems like...
What are we clapping for?
Don't seem like I just welcome you back. Don't seem like 2 minutes ago since I've seen you.
I know, it's mad. You look well though. New top.
Like a traffic cone. I can't believe you bought it, mate. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good podcast last week, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like this week's flown by. What's been going on?
Just been wishing my life away. Not a lot, mate. Did you watch the cricket?
I didn't. I only watched the, what's it called, the Super Over.
But is that the only... Well,
that's the only bit that I caught.
You only need to watch that.
Do you know why? Because I had to look after the kids all weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, shittest weekend ever. I don't like it.
Family life.
Oh, it does, like... My Saturday Sundays now was, because the missus has to work at the minute, look after the kids all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I'm thinking of getting my boots back on and starting playing again. It's horrendous.
Where's she, in the cheese shop?
She's in the cheese shop,
Is
yeah.
she?
Don't talk about the cheese shop, it's not very mature. Thanks.
I can't bear these jokes.
Love it.
Yeah. So the Super Over was the only thing you needed to watch, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I've never seen that before.
I wasted about 6 hours of my life watching the rest of it, whatever, 10 hours, and then that's all I needed to watch.
But I didn't know. Well, obviously, 100 overs, and how unbelievable is they both ended up on 241.
Draw, yeah.
And what about? I did see the highlight when I can't remember his name. Is it Stokes? Stokes went to dive.
This is sorry.
That's Stokes. He went to dive for and does it ricochet off his bat or his head or something like that? Went for a six. Yeah, and he got 6 runs.
So I don't get. If I was playing cricket, because I'm a cheat really, I'd just be like running and just knocking it again.
I don't think you do it on purpose.
Could you not? Just
No. I think it's got to be like that. Like it was a ricochet, weren't it?
And there was another one where he's been caught, and the guy stood on the boundary. Did you see that one?
Yeah, and he fell back into it.
And then, typical England, we didn't even win. We drew again in the Super Over, didn't we?
Yeah, I didn't get that either. They had to score 2, but because they scored 1 and it was a run out, we won. But we both ended up on the same score.
So our Irish captain selected our best.
Irish captain, is that Ricochet?
No, definitely not. What's he called? Ewan Morgan. Irish captain.
I don't watch cricket.
Got our best bowler out, who's West Indian, to bowl our vital over. And we won it. Superb.
It was good anyway.
Since that, though,
my stepdad was buzzing. He's into his cricket, yeah.
Well, I've just got back into it, and all the lads have made a team. So if anyone's got a cricket team out there that wants to play me and my boys, give us a shout.
How many people in a cricket team?
11.
You've only got 2 mates.
Me and
Who are the other lads?
I just bat bowl field. But
what does he do?
We're called the Rammy Steamers.
The Rammy Steamers.
Sounds a bit like a gay club, but it's not. So
that's where you got this T-shirt from.
If anyone wants to take on the Rammy Steamers, get in touch.
You're practicing to that, aren't you? In the nets?
We're in the nets tonight.
Honestly, it's the turdest thing I've ever heard. Set up your own cricket team.
We went down to like the local cricket club and we was messing. We was just having a bat really. Had all gear on and that. And a guy come over and said, "What are you doing, lads?" So automatically I just shit it. I was like, we're really inspired by the World Cup of cricket and we just come down for a net. And
a net? Is that a bird you've eaten?
Rod and a net. And he was like, "Oh, that's great. Fantastic." So he got the electric bowling machine up, set that up and started winging them down at me at like 90 mile an hour. So,
did he? Is that what's happened to your head?
Couldn't get anywhere near him, to be fair.
Really?
No. Before it was at me, I couldn't even lift my bat.
Well,
it's not as easy as
I'm bored listeing to it. Never mind coming down to watch.
Who's the guest we got today?
Cricket. Right, we have got two podcast exclusives. We've got our first goalkeeper.
Yeah, and our first
Iraqi. Is that what you said?
Probably your first and last, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
I'm not going to find many
just depends how it goes. Depends how it goes. Your English is really good.
Yeah, but evening schools.
No, but yeah, welcome, Shwan Jalal.
Thanks very much for having me, guys. Yeah, still playing, still going.
At Chesterfield now, aren't you?
Yeah, it's Chesterfield, yeah. Shezza's Barmy Army. Yeah.
How was it? How's pre-season going? How's it looking?
It's been tough. It's been tough.
It's never tough for goalkeepers.
I know, is it? You do a lot of diving.
Mate, you gotta try, our fitness coach is double busy. He's got us doing all the running.
Really?
Yeah.
What, even all the keepers?
Yeah, I'm last keeper standing. The other two pulled up with hammies, everything. So
You might get a game.
I'm feeling good. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Get them running, keep them going.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So yeah, some people though, some teams don't make the goalkeepers do that, do they?
No. It's usually if you come back and your body fat's below 20%, then you're.
You're buzzing as a keeper, aren't you?
I'd still be running.
To be fair though, you know Craig Dootson, do you? You remember?
I know Craig. I've spoken to him a few times.
I joined in because I used to hammer the goalkeepers.
He's got the worst. I'll hammer him now. He's got the worst clobber I've ever seen.
Yeah. I used to hammer him, saying "fucking lazy, not doing anything." And he said, "Join in a session with me."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Diving, getting up. Look, my body was battered.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't hardly move the next day, and it's a blow in it. You don't realise. Obviously, lads can run, but the goalkeeping training when it's intense like that, it's hard, isn't it?
When you get a mental goalkeeping coach as well, it's even worse.
Yeah.
But what's worse is you get a fit goalkeeper. So we used to have a Brazilian lad called Adriano Basso. He went and played for Bristol City and Hull.
Beautiful name.
And his hair was like that. It was down to here, 6-pack, everything. He used to be at the front of all the run. You think, you prick.
Piss off.
He was the nicest guy ever, and it's just like all the goalkeepers. You know, we used to do it where you used to set out the goalkeepers around the cricket pitch, and you used to get 3/4 of the way round, and go right. You can stop running when you catch them. So set you out around there, and it's like
set you off first?
Yeah, like, and they're all come back. Yeah, so literally catching you all running, and he's with them chasing you down. You'd be like, he should be with us, but those days have gone now. Like it's
keepers have to be fit now, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you not think? Obviously, the like you might have known from when you first started to play, a goalkeeper's role now, I feel it's totally changed.
Yeah.
You're more of an outfield player now, aren't you?
You speak to goalkeeping coaches now and just say it's the first rule, what they like with their feet. Don't care about keeping the ball out of the net, what they like with their feet.
I feel like it's gone too much the other way.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, he can't catch a ball, but he can ping it.
Yeah.
He's a fucking goalkeeper. Like, he's supposed to save shots.
Yeah.
First and foremost, that's it, innit?
But then you look at Edison and you just look at him and he's just like, he's a midfielder. He could play centre mid for United if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And it's frightening, but it's completely changed.
That's bad for United, isn't it? Best team in the world now, City's keeper can play.
He's a joke though, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's an absolute joke.
joke.
I've never seen somebody like so cool under pressure.
I think the first person who was like that is probably Emmanuel Neuer.
Yeah.
I like years ago, I'm talking.
Is that his Spanish brother, Manuel or Emmanuel?
Emmanuel Neuer.
Emmanuel.
So I went and did a shoot with him in Germany.
Oh yeah.
And we did we were all playing 2-touch, and he was better than every one of us.
Oh, he's a joke. Man.
He's like his feet, and that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, but his role still has changed. He's just used to come steaming out and clear it.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've got to come out, chest it, do a few kick-ups, and knock it to your
you've got to be able to now, because as soon as a goalkeeper gets it, your fullbacks pull wide. You've got to be able to ping it over the centre forward to the fullback's feet. So is that something that you've had to work on and practice on?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I think the first coach that I worked with that actually had to bring that out was with Eddie Howe at Bournemouth. As in, he came in and that's what he wanted from his goalkeepers straight away. So you had to bring a whole new dimension to your game. It's like, I'm not used to doing this. I'm used to just putting it and just smashing it up pitch to big Steve Fletcher. But now it was playing out and retaining possession. It's like, and then suddenly they bring you into the keep balls and the players are like, oh, for fuck's sake, the goalkeeper's in, they're session killers. So that's a massive thing that's come into the game of the last decade, I suppose.
And obviously Eddie Howe was obviously well in front of his years then, because if he was doing that back then in 2010 whatever, it's only really last 2-3 years that everyone's really started to do it, so he must be well ahead of his game. Yeah,
he's just, I can't speak highly enough of him. He's just a genius. I mean, I don't know if you get a chance to go on YouTube. You go, they've recently done it where they've mic'd him up, and his detail and his
really?
That's what he's always been like. He's the finest details. He could almost predict how you were going to score on the Saturday. I remember we played Shrewsbury Wayne and we got promoted from League One, and he had Mark Pugh who's up from your way. He said, Pewey, centre back and the right back, they're so wide apart that every time the pass I want it to be inside to you. Within 10 minutes we got 2 penalties from Pew doing that, and we went on 3-0. It's just like you think
That's his own work.
That's his own work that
Yeah.
he does. It's just
He was still
unbelievable.
quite old school in the way he was talking to his players, though.
Yeah.
He was still barking orders.
Yeah.
But like in the right way, sort
Yeah.
of thing, in like a new school sort of way.
Massive on analysis as well. Even back then, I mean, you look at Guardiola. He has his man that he takes everywhere with him.
Yeah.
Eddie's the same. He's got a guy called Garvan Stewart, and he's everything that needs to go on his computer. He just uploads it to it, and he's got everything that he needs to know about it, and that's what puts them ahead of everybody else. Because
But that was class as a player, though, listening to all. Obviously, some players can get drowned, can't they, with too much info?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Eddie will know who to dictate to and who to give like little bits of information to, and the lads who really need a lot more.
Oh, massively. Yeah. But his man management, everything, his all round demeanour was just first class. He knew who he needed to give a kick up to the arse to, or who to put his arm around. So, it doesn't surprise me to see where he is now.
What was you?
Sorry.
Was you a kick up the arse?
Kick up the arse. Jesus Christ! I've been on the end of all sorts. God, I can't repeat something. Shut the fuck up and stuff like that.
Keepers get that though, because you make a mistake as a keeper, it's a goal, innit?
Yeah.
99% of the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but it's always the way. The keeper's always vocal and busy like that. But you got to take the rough with the smooth, don't you?
I always found every keeper in the club was usually the madman.
Yeah, ours is
They're a little bit
ours
mentally
at Alton
unstable.
He's weird.
Who are you
Tony
talking
Thompson.
about? Yeah, was that Tony? I've played against him. Yeah,
He's a top lad.
Yeah.
But you come in and everyone's got the kit on, and before it's like you don't even have to be there yet. So he just gets there early and he's just naked as you walk in.
yeah.
And you're just like, what are you doing? And he's just like walking around. He's like, he's like shagging the kit, man.
Yeah.
This is like before a game. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
But they are. I think you have to be that kind of character.
I think. Well, I'm not speaking
lot of them
about
anyway.
myself, but I think we range on both ends of the spectrum. We've either got really boring ones, which that's probably definitely me, and and then you got madman,
Yeah.
and then you just think, but they're the ones that don't give a fuck, and they're the ones that seem to get on because they're just like they're so confident in themselves.
And if they make a mistake,
I worked with David James for 6 months. I've never seen anything like it. It'd be like he signed, and it'd be his turn to do his drill. Like the drill up there. Jamo, where the fuck's Jamo? Like we trained near a park. He'd be down the other end doing sit-ups, talking to a woman that was walking her dog. It'd be like, Jamo, you meant to be doing. Oh, sorry, I was just chatting about the price of petrol or something like that.
everyone said it's a bit.
Yeah. Pre-match, where's Jamo? You walk down there, where the cleaning ladies do all the laundry.
Yeah.
Just standing there having a cigarette with them, just having a chat. Jamo, fucking pre-match. You're playing in front of 20,000 in a bit. Don't worry about it.
Really?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
That Kaz just didn't bother.
Just didn't give a shit because he's played for England and everything like that. But you come in and he makes saves and you just think, how the hell at 40? How the hell has he saved that? And then you'd be in the gym with him.
Well, was he that good?
And he'd be deadlifting 180 kilograms. And at 40, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Piercy threw him up top one day, didn't he?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I saw that the other week.
I remember that,
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was his last mistake when his
That
shirt
was-
piece was gone after
Yeah,
that.
that was the weirdest
Yeah.
thing I've ever seen.
Was that actually a league game or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
thought it
was
was a friendly or
But
something like that.
they had
to not
a
get
striker on the
relegated.
pitch.
Yeah.
They had
Oh no, it was a John Macken. I remember he brought him on instead of John Macken.
John Macken, yeah.
Yeah.
John Macken was on the bench and they went, right, we need a goal. Look down there. Imagine being a Prem striker. You're looking down the line. Right, I'm on. He stands up. No, you sit down. Jim, goalkeeper, you're coming on up front.
Get your gloves off.
The thing is,
if I were John Macken, I just walked off.
The thing is though, with Jamo though, he's got that much confidence and self-belief that he'd be like, yeah, I'll do
Oh, he
it.
went for it. He tried an overhead kick.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Tried an overhead
He'd be
kick.
like, yeah, I'll go for it, no problem.
So if someone said to you, right, you're on top, would you ever go?
I'll tell you the I've never been in that position, but the weirdest thing is when I was at Macclesfield, I'd been suspended for 3 games. I got sent off, and we had filed away, and they had Danny Rowe that likes, and the lad that had played the 3 games when I was suspended. The gaffer John Askey stuck with him, so I was like gutted. I was on the bench anyway. 4-0 down at half time. We were away to Fylde. So
I bet you were buzzing.
I'm on the pitch warming up with Mitchell Hancock, it's like having a kick around, like going, yeah, I'll be in next game. Goalkeeping coach has run out and goes, Shwan, coming on. I turned around and went, fucking what, we're 4-0 down. He went, no, Gaffer wants you on. Anyway, it had been completely like tear up in the change room, and I've come on at half time at 4-0 down.
But with the it's not
in the nets or up front?
In the nets.
Oh,
yeah, no, in the nets.
So
but
the keeper, was he a young lad?
Yeah, young lad, but he didn't have a bad game. It's like it's not like he's cost the team, but I was like, I've never come on at 4-0 down at half time in a league game.
Done it, like who's coming off at half time?
Yeah.
I
was just like buzzing. I'll be in next game. He's brought me on at 4-0 down.
But they do
what
say
final score?
Lost 6-0.
Hey, you only
was a
conceded
50%
two.
better one, though. Yeah,
50% better.
They do say though, whether he might not have had a bad game, but it's just his presence behind the defence that can sometimes do you, sort of, which I don't get, but they do say that.
Right, so how's it all started off? Obviously, we googled you, did a bit of research, and you're born in Baghdad.
Yeah.
Like, can you remember anything?
Yeah, I lived there till I was 6. Yeah, I can remember going to school. Yeah.
Have you ever heard this one before? That when you was in Baghdad, I was in my dad's bag. You never heard
Do you know what? I've never heard that.
Never heard that
Good one,
Hopefully never hear it again.
I hope my dad's not listening. That's fucking well weird.
Yeah. So yeah.
So how was that then? Because me thinking of Iraq and Baghdad, because I've never been there, I just think of it like, fuck, I would not dare even go there. Never mind, like.
Back then, when I was born, it was like one of the most affluent areas in the world. You know, like oil, everything like that. And then, obviously, Saddam got his hands on it, went to war, and then it just went absolute tits up. Luckily enough, my mum and dad knew what was going to happen. See it coming, and then because my nan's English, so literally, that was it. We're off, and we came over here.
So your mum and dad knew, obviously, the regime and what was going to happen, and they could see probably there's going to be a war. Yeah,
well, they'd only just come out of a war. I mean, I remember like
because there was a civil war for ages.
There was a war with Iran.
Yeah, that's
right.
So
it's just like I remember like when the war was over, like people coming out. Like back then, people had guns. Like they had AK-47s like in their cupboard. They'd be like, hold on a minute, I'll get my coat. All right, I'll miss out the AK-47 and get my coat. And it's coming out and shooting their guns and. Like ridiculous number of people died that night just through celebrating through firing their guns when the war was over. So it was just absolute madness. But
what, them coming back down?
Yeah, just from the bullets. Yeah, just flailing bullets going everywhere. But that's what it's like over there. It's madness.
Imagine.
Yeah. So when they realised the shit was going to hit the fan, they brought me over here.
Where did you move to?
We moved to Hastings because that's where.
Which is worse.
Yeah.
There's more guns in Hastings.
I know.
Mum, let's go home.
Yeah.
They just have the guns out in Hastings. They don't have them in the cupboard.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just brought me over here. And I grew up and went to school, and I could speak English because my nan taught me to speak English. Couldn't read or write, but within 6 months of going to school, I was flying, me and my sister, and. God forbid what would have happened if we'd stayed there.
Yeah. What a change of of lifestyle. Totally, it must have been. Well, I just can't imagine coming from there to where you ended up. So when obviously you love a football, like you wouldn't have. Was football big in Iraq?
Oh, massive.
Was it?
Absolutely massive. Yeah, I mean, had some. They qualified for the World Cup in the '80s, so that was massive. I think that's the last time they qualified. So. All the people, Liverpool fans, United fans. My dad was a United fan, so. Did they have a domestic league?
Yeah,
they got a domestic league. Right, yeah, okay. I mean, I got a few offers to play out there, but I was like, no chance. Not a chance. And they're like, bring your family over there, love it. I was like, yeah. But yeah, they've got a domestic league. They've hired like mad coaches like Zico and to try and get them to the World Cup, but it's never happened. It's really sort of corrupt, as in you don't know who's pulling the strings. One minute they bring somebody in, and the next minute they've sacked him.
So I'm pretty naive with obviously Iraqi football. I couldn't name another team in England who's got an Iraqi player in it.
No. I think City, when Ericsson was manager, they tried to sign an Iraqi player, but he couldn't get the clearance, I think, or something like that.
So do a lot of them go abroad, but to different?
Yeah, there's a few now. I think there's two that are playing in America. Justin Meram and another one that's just signed from. He's gone from Udinese to Vancouver, I think.
Right.
And then we had another lad here called Yasser Kasim who was playing for Northampton and Swindon. So they're dotted about, and there's some really good players. But I think while people at the top are running things, it's never going to be.
It's never going to happen.
I bet the league's quite good over there.
Yeah. I mean,
they'll all be athletes.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to see some of the pitches they play on. Oh my God,
bad,
dry.
Yeah, dry. Just
Drying
slightly,
gigs.
Drying gigs. Yeah. I mean, when I went back there last, for my last international training camp, and it's like you drive through. I mean, first time I went, I'll tell you a story. First time I went, landed at the airport, and this was northern Iraq, so I'm picked up by this driver in this all blacked out Mercedes, and I'm driven out through this checkpoint, and every 10 miles is like a checkpoint with all these soldiers with Kalashnikovs, because when you're driving up into northern Iraq, you're literally driving along the border of where ISIS was. Right. So like straight away they're thinking, who's this guy? He's
blacked out Mercedes.
Blacked out Mercedes. He's going over the border. He's been recruited. So I'm getting out, and they're all like checking my passport and like looking at me, and like getting their guns cocked. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, I've just come here to play football.
Did you start
and
diving?
Look what I can do. Get out at Mercedes with your gloves on.
Yeah. So it's just like that. As soon as they find out what you're doing, it's like they're your best mate. But then they're just suspicious, and I just couldn't believe how bad it is out there. It's just people living in poverty, and it's just. Best. I can't, thank my parents enough for getting me out there, because God knows what would have happened if we'd stayed there. But it's just madness,
So what's the national stadium like?
They've built about 3 like super stadiums that are like based like on the Alliance Arena. They've got one in Baghdad. They've got one in the south, and they've just built one in the north. And we played in my first game. Was in the north, and we played that, and they filled that out in front of like 36,000, and it was the hottest evening. It was like 48 degrees.
I bet you guys was a goalkeeper.
I ran out, and it's like you have about 10 bottles of water down by your goal, and you just pour it on top of your head because you just can't get your breath. And I'm like, how can you nutcases run round in this? And I'm standing still and I'm sweating. So
did you win?
Yeah, we won 1-0. Yeah, so
beautiful.
Yeah,
clean sheet.
Yeah. So, but I only went to play one more game because it's just obviously because I've got a career here. I can't go to the gaffer that I'm gonna miss 2 league games because I'm gonna go fly 6 hours to go and play for Iraq, because this is your bread and butter really, whereas the lads that play higher up in the leagues, they get the international breaks. So for me it was a choice that I had to make, and I'm
good that you've done it though.
Yeah, it's great to have on the CV.
Great story, that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So you started, your first professional club was Tottenham.
Yeah.
So you ended up there. So what was that, scouted from school or?
No. Elphinstone Flyers.
What is Elphinstone?
It's just a local club. I don't know. Somebody's done my Wikipedia page. I don't know who the hell's put that on. But I was a schoolboy at Gillingham, and I didn't get taken on as when they came to make the decisions. So I had to go back to college. And within a year, a guy called Dean White, who was manager at Brighton, he said he was manager of the local team, and he said, like, come and play for me in the Dr. Myers. Do you remember Dr. Myers Premier League?
Yeah.
So come and play for me. He said, we'll get you back up there. And within a year, I had about 5 Premier League clubs coming to watch me, and Spurs were the ones that showed the most interest. And by the end of the year, I'd gone.
So 17 then?
Yeah, I was just about 17, just about to turn 18.
How tall was you then?
How tall was I? Probably say 6'1", 6'2".
Lovely.
Yeah. But I was 16 years. I mean, that's the best bit of advice to any young goalkeeper, any young player, is playing. I was 16 years old and playing men's football.
Yeah.
Rather than, chipping it about in an academy or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just like I was playing men's football. I was getting smashed left, right, and centre, and on the pitch and off the pitch because I was playing men's football. But yeah, so it's one of the best learning experiences I could. And then Spurs came and took me, and I signed my first pro contract.
Brilliant. It was who was the players and managers there then at the time?
The manager was Glenn Hoddle.
Go on, Glenn.
Glenn Hoddle, and then we had like Teddy Sheringham, Darren Anderton, Gus Poirier, Sergei Rebrov. I mean, it's
some Elphinstone
flyers.
flyers.
Yeah, I mean,
Wembley.
it's. I actually signed on the same day as Teddy Sheringham did when he came back from United, and
Who had the biggest crowd?
I was hoping they got their contracts mixed up, and I got his. But his first thing was he said, "I want to do a bit, as in I want to do some training." So they said,
Who did? Teddy?
Yeah. So I've done an hour's shooting drill with him. It was just me and him
On your first day?
on my first day, and
That's a confidence killer, isn't it? Was it just?
It was brilliant though, because
Was it?
obviously he's won the Champions League like the year before.
He's meant to be an awesome player.
Oh, he was just professionalism personified. He was unbelievable. Ripped.
But I would say he's ripped at life.
Ripped, but he was like 4 or 5 steps ahead of everybody. Unbelievable on the pitch.
Yeah.
And every finish was like top corner, bottom corner. You know, anything, any type of finish. And it was just.
Did you see that as like a massive boost, thinking, "Fuck, I want to get to this level"?
Yeah.
Or did you go, "Fucking hell, I can't stop any of these"?
It was amazing, because I couldn't wait to ring my dad. Couldn't wait to ring my say.
Dad.
My mates couldn't imagine. You know, it was like just did a shooting session with Teddy Sheringham.
Was you a Tottenham fan because you moved to London, or did you have another?
No, I was. My dad always brought me up on United because he'd done part of his studies in England. He'd lived in Manchester,
Right.
so he brought me up on United. You know, the likes of Sparky Hughes, Bobby Robson, Brian Robson, all those players coming through. Norman Whiteside, all these players, and really that's who I'd followed. And then when I first came over, Giggsy scored that goal at Spurs. You remember where he's nutmegged the centre back and then gone round? And I was like, that's football. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then we had Peter Schmeichel in goal, barking out orders and everything like that. It was just brilliant to watch. So
was Peter Schmeichel your kind of hero?
Yeah.
Who you looked up to?
Yeah. When I first started seriously thinking about becoming a goalkeeper, because I'm left-footed and I joined the local Elphinstone Flyers.
Elphinstone
Flyers.
They put me out on the left wing because I was left-footed. It's like I enjoyed it. Then they moved to centre mid because I was big, and then they moved to centre back, and then I didn't like the running.
Come on,
I didn't like the running. So one day it was like, we need a goalkeeper, so I said I'll have a go. And
was that the first time you went in net?
Yeah, I was probably about 10 or 11.
Right.
Yeah, and then just stuck in there ever since. I mean, I couldn't even get into my school team.
Outfield?
No, in goal. Couldn't even get into my school. But yeah, there was about 2-3 other goalkeepers that were better than me, and then something just clicked and just shot off. Like,
decent.
Yeah, so
That's that, innit? So how long did you stay at Tottenham for?
I stayed there I was there for 3.5 years. Yeah, so I'd travel with the first team. I did the pre-season tour of South Africa. That was madness. That was absolute madness. One of the best experiences ever. I mean, we met like I went to Desmond Tutu's house and stuff like that. This is when South Africa had been in for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Desmond
Tutu. Yeah. And it's just like travelling with the first teamers and playing in front of 55,000 mad football fans. It was just brilliant.
So who did you play over there?
We played Orlando Pirates and who's the other one? Cape Town. I can't remember the team that played in Cape Town. I can't remember.
So like Sundown or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But it was just an amazing experience. Absolutely.
Mamelodi Sundowns or something like that.
Yeah, something
Where
like that.
did you go out at night anywhere down there?
Yeah. I was meant to play golf on the final day, and the first team took me out, and I was meant to be playing with the first team goalkeeping coach.
How old were you then?
I was 19.
So 19-year-old in South Africa, and the first team at Tottenham took you out.
Yeah.
Can you talk about it?
No, I can't remember it because I woke up and I'd had about 10 missed calls from the goalkeeping coach going, where are you? And I was
steaming.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we had the Christmas do. The Christmas do was probably even better than South Africa. It was like
where did you go?
Dublin.
Oh, beautiful.
Everyone's in Dublin.
But the best bit about it was because me and another lad, Stephen Kelly, were coming through, Irish lad, and we'd been in and around the first team, just training with them, not even playing. But the older boys like Les Ferdinand and Teddy Sheringham, they'd organise a private flight to Dublin for the night. And we're sitting there, and he's asked the U team boss, these two are allowed to come with us. So I was like, yeah, if you want, said it's you're the captain, and we were like that.
Oh, brilliant.
And he went, right, 5 o'clock, Stansted Airport, just bring a bag and your passport. So it showed up, and it's like, hired the plane, flew over to Dublin, and just had this most unbelievable night. And we went to Lily's Bordello. So I'm sitting there having a Guinness. I'm sitting there because the older goalkeepers like Neil Sullivan and Casey Keller looking after you.
Yeah.
You look down the line, it's like these people just come and sat next to us, and like, it's like,
People or girls?
No, people.
All right.
I'll tell you, no, people.
I thought that.
Yeah, no.
These birds.
No,
These birds
next thing I know, because I'm not really clued up on it, it's like there's one row down was Bono and the Edge from U2, so that's
No
standing
way.
there. It's like that, and they were just drinking Guinness, and I'm just 19-year-old going.
So 19, you're on tour in Dublin
Yeah.
on a private plane with Tottenham,
Yeah.
having a Guinness with Bono.
Yeah. So it's just
You made it.
Yeah.
And, you must be sat there thinking,
Yeah.
I've made it.
And then 2 years later, I was in Butlins doing pre-season for Woking. So
But it can change that quick.
yeah,
can't
that's
it?
football. That's the only way you can do it in football.
Yeah.
But my last year was a nightmare. I ruptured my cruise ship, so really I had to start again. Yeah, that's the thing. When you go up to that level, there's always somebody coming to take your spot.
Yeah.
And teams spending millions of pounds of replacing players that aren't even going to play in the first team. So, the club were good for me. They helped me with my rehab, but then I had to start again, and that's when I ended up going to Woking.
So you dropped into non-league then?
Yeah, dropped back into
Woking.
non-league. Yeah.
How did you find that then? Obviously, some people could have buckled then and thought, because you've had it, you had everything, and then all of a sudden you're dropping down to non-league.
It is completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different. I loved it. I loved it though. It was some because then you go and mix with players that have been there, done it.
Yeah.
So like obviously when you two were playing together, Seds came over, and you learn things from me. It's like the clever things, the cheeky things that sort of make you a bit more streetwise.
Yeah.
And I think like when you get academy players that are coming out of academies now, they're not schooled. They can't deal with it.
No.
They can't deal with it. But that's what gave it, lads that are doing that and coming out and playing non-league and actually getting minutes and being part of a first team environment. They're the ones that are bouncing back again.
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about it before. Like we touched on it, that the lads who drop into non-league learn how to win a game and how to play football.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not academy schooled. It's not doing the right thing, as in like splitting your wingers, playing out from the back. You learn how to win.
We have it.
Yeah, it's more like bullshit football. Yeah,
bullshit football.
It is though, isn't it?
Yeah. But then
The lad that we played with, do you remember Matty Warburton?
he's gone to Northampton.
Gone to Northampton, scored hat-trick against someone the other day.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Northampton.
All he's ever played is non-league.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's lads who can do it. We talked about Andre Gray and people like that. They learn how to win a game and to score goals and that physicality of non-league. And I reckon, especially as a goalkeeper, because you're still only 21 when you've got into that league. Yeah, you're still a baby really in goalkeeping terms.
Yeah, absolutely.
You must have got some rough treatment then.
No, the thing is, it wasn't just from the other players. It was your own team. If you didn't do it, these lads trying to pay mortgages and everything like that, and you'd know about it. And if you dropped a bollock, and you'd carry it until the next game, and you'd be like, Jesus Christ, I've got to produce here. I don't want to let them down again.
Yeah.
And
was you always quite strong like that anyway?
Yeah, because you have to be as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I mean, every day, you're that from making a mistake. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'd go back to. I mean, probably the worst one I've made is opening day at Fratton Park, in front of 25,000 people at Portsmouth. Eyes on McLeod's hit one from about 25 yards out straight at me, and it's just gone straight through my legs at the cop end.
No.
I've never ever wanted to walk off a pitch as much as I did that day.
Yes.
I was just like on the opening day as well.
First 5 minutes?
Literally within the first 20 minutes.
You've got ages left as well.
And the worst thing as a goalkeeper, you've either half. You've got their fans behind you. So you know you're going to get dogs abuse, whatever half you're in.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So you're just going to get hammered.
Yeah.
Anyone in there?
Yeah. I get that training every day. Mate. Anyone in there?
Just put a cone down.
Schwan's playing dodgeball again.
He's got both teams to score.
You bought your hands today? Yeah. So
two pieces of lettuce. And that's the thing as a goalkeeper, you're that close to him, aren't you?
Yeah.
You must be able to hear everything.
The abuse is
25,000.
Yeah.
So did Barry Fry have anything to say after that?
No, that was for Bournemouth.
Was it?
Bournemouth, yeah. But Peterborough,
against?
that was for Bournemouth against Portsmouth. But
right.
no, but
because
going back to Woking, I moved. I had to bounce back again, and then Peterborough bought me. But that was the time where they bought George Boyd, Mackel Smith, Aaron McLean. So they were going for non-league players that had proved it, and the model worked, and they bought Darren Ferguson in as well. So he was another manager that was really ahead of the time. He just finished playing, and he completely changed the philosophy. So we went from Keith Alexander at Peterborough, you showed up and at 10 o'clock, you start training at 10:30, you're off the pitch at past 11.
Decent.
I've never been I was just like, what, we done? He was like, yeah, see you tomorrow. It was like, Jesus Christ, but God bless him. To Darren Ferguson, who brought sports science in. I'd never worked with a sports scientist before, goalkeeping coach, everything like that. And this was like in 2007, 2006, 2007. And not been at that level, at Peterborough United's level in League Two, never been heard of.
So he must have got that from his dad and from Man United and stuff like that, and brought that down.
Yeah. But at the same time, I bet he was still getting shit from people who were stuck in a way saying, we don't need that shit. Do you know what I mean?
I should be on by now.
Do you know what I mean? Those are the ones that were out the door within a month.
Yeah.
They were.
Everybody had to buy into it.
That's the ruthless streak that he showed. Like, I suppose his dad is. If you don't buy into what I'm trying to do here, then you can.
He was right in the end, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he got promoted in his first full year, and I knew my time was up at Peterborough when they paid $400,000 for a goalkeeper in League Two. I was like, so they bought Joe Lewis in. He was about 6'6", and me being naturally, I want to be number one. So I just said, look, I need to play, and they sent me out on loan to Morecambe. That was good. So I went out in Morecambe for 4 months. And
who was the manager then?
Sammy McElroy.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, that was interesting. I had like big Jim Bentley, Dave Artell.
I want to say Jim Bentley's the manager now, isn't he?
Yeah. So that was.
That was an eye opener.
That was an eye opener. Yeah, it was good though. It was good crack. Like some really, really good lads.
Have you heard? So obviously, when you move in clubs, like obviously everyone always has initiations.
Yeah.
What was your initiations? Is it mainly
singing?
Mainly singing.
Yeah.
Do you have a song choice?
I sang.
It's not an Iraqi song.
No.
Guys, if you know this one, sing along.
No. To be honest, what did I sing? I sing a bit of Oasis. Yeah. Always safety. Safety
first.
But then we had like Daryl Flahaven, who's another goalkeeper. He's like sang Bon Jovi, and he like proper got into it, and it's like. Lads were up on their feet, and
then you've got
to fucking follow that. Yeah,
you've got to follow that.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Get off.
Just do one, Jalal.
Yeah, but no, yeah, those are usually the singing. You don't really don't make it like they used to. You know, like at Christmas time where you used to have to stand up and do a show or in front of the lads at Christmas or anything like that. I think it's gone a bit. Toned down a bit.
We used to get asked 5 questions, and it was your name. So I'll ask you. Said,
did you struggle on that one? Stuck at first question.
What is it? Go on, your name.
Gareth Seddon.
And they go, where are you from, Gareth?
From Burnley.
And they go, oh, nice. What team do you support?
Manchester United.
And they'd say, like, weren't your local team? So they'd be fuming.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, wanker, Glory fan or whatever. And they'd be like, favourite sexual position?
Oh, that's guaranteed. Yeah.
Doggy style.
And then they'd all shout virgin at you for doing that. And then they'd get a young lad out the crowd, get up here, and you'd have to show him what to do. You'd have to shag him basically. And then
where were you at?
They'd just go face and noise, mate, when you ejaculate.
What? Face and noise?
Mate, when you and then they'd just clap you, and then you'd have to get your willy out, dip it in your pint, and see it off.
It's new to me.
So that was our initiation.
This was what we just done. No, this is not football. This is what we do before each podcast.
You've got to do it now.
Get it out. This is what we do before each one.
Jesus.
But it has changed now, innit? Like we used to have to stand on a table, and like you used to have to drop your kecks and sing. So you're not only like
it's so
it is weird, isn't it? Football's weird like that. But obviously you can't do that.
It's so PC now. It's unbelievable.
Can't do that now.
It's like I have to tell you this one. Christmas. Do you ever do Secret Santa?
Yeah.
So obviously where I'm from.
Yeah.
So Bournemouth, like Secret Santa, opened it up. Some of the lads, the long candles.
Yeah.
Done like that, but they wrapped it up in that like cardboard sort of paper, and they've put like dynamite on the side.
No, not made it into a bomb.
And then the next thing, it got even better. It was a family portrait photo. Where like me and my family and stuff like that. So they put me in the middle, and then they've put Abu Hamza with the hook, and Osama bin Laden the other side. So I'm thinking, imagine that, like, because I know I take it well, and I was like laughing my head off. But can you imagine somebody else that was like offended by? I mean, Jesus Christ, they'd be rushing. But I found it hilarious. The lads were absolutely creasing up.
I love that banter. I love that. But like I say, you've got to know that you can take it.
Yeah. You got to know that you can.
Or it's not banter then.
Yeah.
It's become something totally different.
How is Uncle Osama?
Yeah,
He's coming over for my next game.
He's lost at sea somewhere, I think. Yeah. So.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So you've gone obviously on loan to Morecambe.
Yeah. And
then you've ended up like you said at Bournemouth, where you spent a long time there, 4 years.
6 years. I was there 6 years.
2008, 2014. Played a lot of games for him as well.
Yeah. Best time of my career.
Is that your best memories?
I'd say them and Macclesfield, obviously winning stuff and being promoted, and being part of leaving a legacy really. I think when I signed we were minus 17 in League 2.
Jesus.
And when I left we'd missed out on the playoffs and the championship by 10 points.
It weren't very
and
good
then
sense, were they?
Well, I was looking for your Wikipedia. You didn't score many goals.
No.
Do you know what? When I was doing a bit of research, I was like Tottenham, Sheffield Wednesday, Peterborough, Bournemouth, and I looked at the goals column. I was like, fucking hell. And I realised, we've got a goalkeeper this week. No, what are you kidding?
Goals conceded would look good though.
God, yeah. But 146 games.
Yeah, well, 170 in total.
Altogether.
Altogether, yeah. So,
and like you said, they've obviously now they've come through every league.
Yes.
League 2. And they're a proper outfit.
You
now
have to look at the
Premier
money
League.
they're spending now, and the outfit that they've got is just frightening. But it just goes to show, going back, we were speaking about Eddie. How many players has he still got that played for him in League One? Yeah, and they're still doing the business in the.
See, that's the thing. At the time, you're playing in League One, and you've got I think Danny Pugh and Mark Pugh and people like that.
Simon Francis.
You would never think that they could replicate that in the Premier League and do so well, but it's obviously Eddie Howe has seen something in them and coached them as well and made them into better players. And you were saying before, he's probably probably one of the best managers you've had in.
Probably is the best manager. I mean, it just establishes a culture. It's a winning culture. It's him and the whole staff. Do you know how to win? It's scary how they just know how to get their way around it. I mean, this is their 5th year in the Premier League. Yeah, just unbelievable achievement.
Yeah. What was it? Because when you signed, was he a player or was he a player coach?
When I signed, he was just first team coach. He was just in charge of the set pieces.
Right.
But our best feature was the set pieces. Right. We didn't concede off set pieces because he was in charge of them. And
was that all down to his detail?
Yeah.
Could you tell then, this guy's going to move on to bigger, better things, or was he just so intense you thought?
Well, it was a funny story because he actually, when the management team got sacked first time, he left, and he only got brought back to be in charge of the youth team because he had a long history with them. And then the next manager, Jimmy Quinn, who less said about him the better, got sacked. They brought him in because they were a week from going out of business.
Yeah, they were dead and buried,
they were dead and
weren't
buried, and they brought him in, and he just turned things around. Just little things. Taught the team how to win. Taught us how to be competitive, and by the end of the season, we'd stayed up. I don't know how, but it was classed as a great escape. I think it was 10 years this summer that we
10 years they've stayed in 10 years you're in the Premier League and 5 years in the Premier League.
5 years with
unbelievable.
them.
Yeah,
So.
very good. What was Mark Pugh like?
Oh, Pewey,
Off the pitch,
brilliant,
sound.
absolutely brilliant. Like lads, he was humble. Always believed in himself.
Yeah.
But he would turn lads inside out in training. Off the pitch, he was brilliant, nicest guy ever. Great family, great guy, and then he'd be ruthless on the pitch. Yeah,
which is like between me and Seds, and it's like the arse end and over. There's not much to do apart from probably go to the park. But his brother played with me at Ramsbottom.
Yeah.
He was totally different.
Lee Pugh.
Yeah, he was totally different to Mark. He was a left back, and he was an animal. He would just smash people.
Yeah.
But still had a very good left.
He used to practice Eddie Breeze blocks. He was just nuts, weren't he?
And he
just
actually
hard as nails.
He could throw it.
Yeah,
from
but you're
one side
all
of the pitch to the other.
You're all nuts up here, though, aren't you? You're all nuts. It's like if you go just north of Manchester, you're absolute like.
Yeah, they were.
It is a bit weird, isn't it?
Weird.
Where I'm from is a bit. Yeah, we go around giving each other high sixes. It's a little bit.
So,
But yes, you've had obviously an amazing time there, and like you said, you've left a legacy with Bournemouth. After that, couple of loans, Oxford, Leyton Orient, and then ended up at Bury.
The Shakers.
The
Shakers. Now they're in a bit of a shitstorm at minute, aren't they?
It's sad to see, to be honest.
Did you enjoy your time there? You had a bit of.
I'd say probably for the first week.
Game.
I was there for 7 months. I probably enjoyed about a week. No, it was one of those. After about a month of pre-season, I was like, I've made the wrong choice here.
Really?
I've made the wrong choice here.
In what
training?
We were training at Lower Gig.
Yeah.
Did you ever train on Goshen?
No.
No, just Lower Gig.
No, I didn't train at
Lucky
Goshen. Yeah. but it wasn't down to the players or anything like that. I mean, the players were bang on. We had Nards, Nicky Adams, Jimmy McNulty, Tom Saws, all these players. I mean, we had a brilliant dressing room.
Did you have Tom Kennedy then?
TK came in for a bit, yeah. TK was a weird one.
He is weird.
No, not as the guy, as in what happened with him. He bought him in. Flickers bought him in, got rid of him. He went on loan to Blackpool, bought him back, played him at half, and then got rid of him again. It was like, what's going on here? But yeah, it was a great dressing room. We had Ryan Lowy was in the dressing room as well. Like obviously now he's gone to Plymouth after winning, but. It was. I thought I was making the right choice, and
So what happened? So you played. You get a bit of stick. The manager, or you fall out with anyone?
Pre-season was a bit weird, and then I started the season, and I got injured. We had Bolton in the Carling Cup, and I got injured at half time. That was funny. I had a pierced bum. Like Nathan Cameron has studded me in the arse. My arse was absolutely pissing blood, and the doctor said you can't carry on playing.
I thought you were going to say I had a pierce. I thought it was like Prince Albert.
No.
You know what Prince Albert is, don't you?
No.
You don't know what Prince Albert is, no?
When you have your bell pierced. I thought I was going to say that then. Come out for a...
No, come out like that.
Come out for a one-on-one and had it...
No, come out and the centre-back has studded me right. Like, pissing blood. Anyway, and it took me a bit of time to get back in the side, and we lost 3-1 away to AFC Wimbledon, and... Flickers has absolutely come for me in the meeting on Monday. So, me being a goalkeeper,
what come for you?
Like basically blaming me for the goals, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll put my hand up for one goal, but the other two, I'm not having that.
Yeah.
And I just stood my ground, and then he called me in, and then went. This was like literally an hour later. He said, "You can leave." I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean I can leave?" He goes, "I'm actively looking for another goalkeeper." I was like, "All right, cheers, okay." So I've moved up to Manchester. I've moved my 2 kids up to Manchester. I've moved my missus up to Manchester, and I said, "Look, come on, this can be sorted out." Like I was just standing my ground.
Yeah.
And
he
just went. He went, "Give me the night to think about it." I was like, "All right, fair enough." So spoke to him the next day, and he's like, "No, I've decided, like, you can go." And I was like,
See, what did he do there? Because
and
he stuck up in Manchester then.
Yeah, he said to me, it's something will always stick with me, because he didn't know me. He said, I said, what about my family? And he said, I've thought long and hard about that during the night. And he said, I haven't let my family down. You have, and that just flicked a switch. That flicked a switch in me, and well, no, I couldn't, because this was like in October, and I got banished.
You won't be able to move till January.
Yeah, I got banished to the youth team. And then he bought a couple of goalkeepers in.
Just because a mistake and you stood your ground.
Yeah. And he bought a couple of goalkeepers in. They fell under the same bus.
Yeah.
And he put me back in the side. Literally no notice. He said, "You're playing on Saturday." I was like, "Okay, fine."
Are you happy there or not?
How do you react to that? Do you want it, like, see, I don't know. Obviously, managers at the time, obviously managers are under a lot of pressure, aren't they? And then they want to be seen as the boss of the dressing room. And sometimes a manager will respect you standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
If you're saying, actually, I was fault for that goal, but I don't think I was fault for this goal.
Yeah.
Or some managers can take it that you're kind of being disrespectful in front of the other lads. Maybe you shouldn't have said anything, and then pulled into one side.
Yeah.
Different managers react different way, but once that's been said to you, what he said, then when he pulls you back in the team, whatever it's a few months later,
you're kind of like, fuck that guy, I don't want to play.
Do you want to? Yeah, sometimes
you think, in and you've got your first team shirt.
But then
you got to play for yourself.
The thing is, what you don't realise is the roller coaster of your family going on with you as well.
Yeah,
because playing on Saturday is your bread and butter. I mean, me and a couple of other lads, I'm not going to name names because, it's their place to speak, were doing ridiculous stuff. Coming in different hours, running around the car parks when the other players were training. And I just think
people probably won't know this at a football club, but if you fall out with the manager, you're not in favour, you can get isolated and kind of bullied, can't you? Because they can say, right, go and train with under 18s, and you can get cast off, can't you?
Yeah, massively.
And it's the lone. I've never had it, but I know other lads who have it. It's the loneliest place to be in it, especially
and then you get people coming up, why aren't you playing? Why aren't you involved? And it's like, well, what,
family, friends, all stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's a horrible place to be.
So for me, it was one of those, and then he put me back in the team. It was like, hold on a minute, I was training with the youth team like yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I think it was a ploy to maybe put me in the shop window to try and get rid in January, which you ended
up going to Northampton, didn't you?
Yeah, I ended up going to Northampton, but then he bought. The way that it went about trying to get rid of me, as in trying to force me out of the club, was not needed, because I wanted to leave. They wanted me to leave.
Yeah.
And there's two ways to go about it. You can try and assist somebody to try and leave, to go, look, this isn't working out for both parties, or it can get nasty. Which is what happened. It got nasty.
Right.
And it to the point where it was, I'm going to go to the PFA soon, and
I thought you were going to say I'm going to knock him out.
Have you seen the size of those two?
Tell you what, I'm going to get the PFA on you.
But then what struck me is that eventually, we agreed a severance and I left, and first person to call me the next day was Flicker. Said, it wasn't personal, it was business. And I was just like...
You could have said that to me a week ago and it felt a bit better.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, I know Flickers, and I've always got on with him brilliant.
Yeah.
I am a bad word to say about him. I think he's a great guy, and he did really well for the first few years at Bury. But sometimes pressure and
does things to people.
Can do things, and sometimes you don't think about how you're actually speaking and treating the player. You're looking at the bigger picture, thinking, I need results, I need this, I need that. He's disrespecting me, or he stood up to. However, they look at it, and sometimes, like I say, it's the loneliest place ever to be is football. And I think we spoke about it before. There's not another job where there's so many ups and downs so quickly. From day to day, even like week to week, you can be up and down.
You live and die by it, really. Your whole mood is changed.
I like to say your family suffers as well. Yeah. People don't realise that.
And the thing is my family was up here on their own. I had two kids, a missus who didn't know the area, was trying to settle two kids that needed to go into nursery and to school.
Yeah. But you don't really think about that though when you're outside.
No. But then
Did you think about calling Hansa for flickers?
Yeah.
Uncle Osama.
No, but to be honest, on a footnote is that I didn't agree with the way he did things, but I saw him about, what did I see him? Maybe a year or two later, and we actually had a conversation, chatted like nothing had ever happened, and that's what football's like. What people don't realise football's like.
Yeah.
A manager could be wanting you out, and then you're out, and he could be speaking to you like, how's the family, how's things going? It's like, well,
6 months later they could be trying to sign you again.
Sign you again, exactly. It's madness.
I didn't know that sort of stuff happened because I'd never been in the pro game sort of thing where they'll just cash you off, make you run, come in on your own.
Oh yeah, Sunday mornings if you're not playing, stuff like that, you're running Sunday mornings, nobody else is in. You're like,
I got sort of like told about this is what could happen to you if you don't sort of leave.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't deal with that. I knew I couldn't deal with not playing or being with the reserves, so I had to go.
Sometimes if you're under contract, they have you over a barrel because if you don't turn up for so many days and you're a breach of contract and they can sack you. So sometimes you've just got to stomach it and just come in on your own.
I had a chance to leave, so I just went, no problem.
One of the threats was he used to have Flicker. I don't know if you met him, a guy called Guy Proctor, who he's a prison warden who acts as a fitness coach.
Right.
And he worked at a prison in Blackpool. So the threat was that if
you go to prison,
no, you'd have to. He said that I only have to give you 4 weeks off over the summer, and the rest of the time you can drive there and you can do your gym sessions with him at the prison.
No,
so that's it was like that. But
what's that prison called in Blackpool?
I don't know. Kirkham.
It might be.
Might have been, yeah. Might have been, yeah. But it was those are the tactics that are used sometimes, and if they're effective, they're effective. At the end of the day, I left, so he got his way.
Yeah, so end up Northampton. Only played a couple of games.
Still not bad move, is it?
You're still there.
Yeah.
You weren't there for long though.
No, I wasn't there. It was just basically to get to the end of the season. I was
see out your contract.
Yeah, see out my contract. I was under Chris Wilder, and obviously they went on to really big things. But I enjoyed being up in Manchester. So that's when Macclesfield came along, and nobody fancied us, and we got them out.
Well, that's the thing, because it's a hard decision coming out of the league. So you've gone into the National League. Yeah. Macclesfield. At the time, and still are probably a struggling club. Yeah. Money wise, they've been out of the league quite a few years, haven't they?
Yeah.
So how did they sell it to you? Was it basically just because you wanted to stay up in Manchester?
Yeah, I just wanted to stay up. It was local. I met the manager a few times, and I liked what he was about.
Who was the manager then?
John Askey.
Yeah.
And
I like John. I met John a few times.
I had people like Danny Whitaker, who's a fantastic player. And he just never seen anything sort of. He couldn't sustain a team because they just get picked off at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like what? All the best players.
All the best players get picked off. That's why me and Witz were still left over.
You could still be there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Still in your right. All the best players have gone. I'm still there.
Yeah.
Gaffer, I'm here.
Yeah. But I actually went to Wrexham in between there because they couldn't. There wasn't enough money in the budget, and I think they ended up signing somebody on loan. But then I came back, and that year was the year that we won the league, and
because nobody fancied you, did they? You was like, I wouldn't say you were favourites for relegation, but you were.
He had 3 signed players, like pre-season, and then we all signed, and I think the top paid player was probably on about
450,
550 quid a week, 600 a week. And
well, I went into pre-season that season, and the only lad who I think they were Whitaker signed,
Mitch Hancock's,
and the left back David
Fitzpatrick.
I think they're only about 3 or 4 signed, but they've been there a while. And he was saying to me, like John was like, I need players, and there were loads of lads in on trial, weren't they? And I don't know how, but like I say, he got a team together and he went on and won the league.
Yeah, I mean, nobody fancied us. I mean, everybody thought come Christmas we'd blow up. Not me personally. But, you got it.
Just
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but we stayed strong, and we just got stronger and stronger, and then we won it by 10 points. We beat Tranmere by 10 points.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and then
obviously went up.
Then the divvies up above decided, they can take it over from there, and just completely dismantle the team. And John left. I was actually going to retire. My thing was to retire. I had.
Well, I remember.
Yeah.
We did a BT show.
Yeah.
Together, didn't we?
Yeah. Was it Chesterfield, Wrexham?
Wrexham, weren't it? Yeah. So we co-commentated for BT Sport. And I remember talking to you. You'd started journalism, degree. You obviously spoke really well on camera anyway, so I knew it'd be something good for you to get into. And I think you told me you were going to retire.
Yeah. And then I really love golf. Golf is my real love. And
what's your handicap?
My swing, but no, about 12, 13. Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it?
Yeah, that's on a good day. Yeah.
I suppose you've had plenty of practice in the bunkers. In Iraq. Oh, sorry. There we go.
PFA. Anyway. Yeah. So I was all set to go, and then Chesterfield rang me up and offered me a 2-year deal, and I spoke to a lot of people, and they were like, "You're a long time retired.
Yeah.
Job can wait." It's a
100%.
and then that's the best. I ended up at Chesterfield under Mad Dog, under Martin Allen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know Lee Shaw.
Yeah, Shawry, yeah.
Shawry, yeah.
To be fair, he thinks that you've blocked him because he doesn't speak to you anymore. He says you were his agent, but says you can't get hold of you.
No, I speak to him all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just. I'm actually just sorting out a loan move because he's been told that he can leave. Well, he's not in John Sheridan's plans.
Great lad, Shawry.
He actually come runner up for player of the.
Yeah. Do you know what? He was.
Beat him.
Yeah.
He was on fire. What?
Do you know who beat him for that?
You.
Did
you? Good lad.
Did.
Go on, Jordan.
He got signed, I didn't.
Yeah, he went full
He's a
time.
real winner.
But he's waited all his life to go full time.
Football league, yeah.
Signed for Chesterfield. And then I think he ended up playing wing all season, didn't he?
Played
He even played right wing back.
Right wing back, yeah. But
that was Martin Allen or whatever.
But
he can run all day.
He can run all day, and
he's so hungry, but he just hasn't had a chance to score goals.
I sit next to him in the changing room. He's such a lovely lad, and
He's a
he
top
wants
lad,
to do it for his kids and his family. And I just hope that there's something for him, and that's football though. That's football.
Yeah.
There will be.
It's so cutthroat. There's so many, like I say, there's so many people out there who want to do it. Sometimes, if you don't take your chance when you've got it, that's it. You've forgotten about. And 12 months ago, he was the hottest property, banging in goals. Everybody wanted him.
Trained at Lincoln and stuff.
Yeah,
like
he was at Lincoln and
when we played,
Lincoln wanted to sign him.
But he started
Grantham.
That's it, Grantham.
Everybody wanted him. 12 months later, gone to Chesterfield, hasn't done the business, whether it's because of opportunity or just circumstances, and now you've forgotten about so quickly. Like you really have to. I think football is. It's a look game. I'd rather be a lucky footballer than a good footballer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? People have said that a million times.
I mean, that's what. That's what I feel. So this is my 19th pre-season. I never thought I'd be playing. I'm 36 next month. I never thought I'd be still doing it now. You look at so many players that have packed up playing and gone on to do other things, and sometimes you look over and you think, fair play. Football's not the be all and end all. And that's until you've come out the other end like we have. Well, unless like your age, it's what you live for. Yeah. But then you see so many people that have gone on to have used that disappointment and gone on to do other things, but been as equally as successful. Yeah. And they've got my full admiration for that.
So is this your final year?
I've got this year, but I feel good, to be honest. I feel good.
Play well last season.
I did all right. I had an Achilles injury for 2 months, so I missed a couple of months. But then I came back when the new gaffer John Sheridan came in.
How do you find him?
He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm not going to say anything else, am I?
No, can't be.
No, he has been brilliant. He treats the senior players with a lot of respect. He knows that they need to be looked after.
Yeah.
and we've got a really, really good group. So fingers crossed. That
New lads who have come in. Any characters?
Yeah, we got Anthony Gerrard.
Who's that?
Stephen Gerrard's cousin.
Yeah, he's
Scouts.
pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a good player.
Good player.
But he was playing. Was he not playing in Scotland or something?
Yeah, he was Carlisle. So that's pretty much Scotland.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's joined you guys, is it?
Yeah, he's joined us guys. We've got David Buchanan.
I know Books from Northampton.
Yeah, he's in the Castle. So
Yeah.
last year I was doing the journey on my own. This year it's got
Brilliant.
a nice full Castle.
There's a lad there who, under Martin Allen, right at the start, has he called Charlie Carter?
Yes, he's gone to Stevenage.
Has it? Well,
Yeah.
he was a brilliant player, but then he had a bad injury, missed a lot of the season.
Yeah.
But
Chaz,
Martin Allen said to me, he'll go league.
Yeah, and he has. To
He's
be
a
fair
good
to
player,
him,
isn't he?
he's gone to Stevenage. Yeah, so
Right.
it's been, fingers crossed. We got to hit the ground running and see where
You got a good chance of going up.
I think we've made favourites.
Have you been made? Have you?
Favourites, yeah.
Is that good or not?
It's not always. Never like that tag, do you?
No.
You always like to come.
From
can't
behind, is
see.
that it?
You being the goalkeeper and still favourites, that's a weird one, isn't it? You must be scoring a lot of goals because you'll be shipping some.
When did you play for England C?
That was a time at Woking.
Right, so that was early doors.
Yeah, that was early doors.
Was there any players in there that was...
Yeah, we had our team was, as I said, like the likes of George Boyd, McLean, Gary Roberts.
George
Gary
Boyd.
Roberts.
I didn't know he come through.
Yeah, he came
non-league.
from Stevenage when he was at Stevenage. Yeah, Peterborough I think broke the non-league record. They paid $280,000 for him or something like that.
My God.
And we had Craig Mackle-Smith, Aaron McLean, Gary Roberts. I think something like 300 players have come through England C to date that have gone to play Football League or Premier League. Yeah,
brilliant.
So
someone told me a story about George Boyd. I don't know if it was on the podcast or just in general. Said that he'd play a game and then he lived about 5 miles away from the ground at Burnley. He'd jog home. He'd jog home.
I've
the
never
lads verified that because he was mega fit, weren't he?
Yeah, he's been fit, but I've never known Boydie to think about jogging home.
Might just be bullshit.
Yeah,
it's got to be bullshit.
Said he used to jog home.
Mate, if one of my teammates started jogging around, get him out.
Pre-season.
Yeah, that shout. Yeah, I saw your tweet at pre-season. Yeah,
it's not good, is it?
It can't. Yeah, that can't be true. But supposedly that's what he did.
No,
jogged
but
home.
he what a player.
Yeah.
What a player he is. Yeah, I think he's gone back to Peterborough now.
Has he?
Yeah.
So who's the best player you've ever played with?
Oh Jesus, that's a hard one. Jesus.
I did ask you to think about this
yeah.
before we started.
No, I mean, I'd say. So I played with Teddy Sheringham in a pre-season friendly. I mean, you look at those type of players.
Yeah.
Was Ginola there at the time?
No, he'd left.
Had he?
He left, and then you had a time at Bournemouth. You had like Jan Kermagant or people like that, or even Harry Arter in midfield. Some people so talented that you could just tell that they're just going to go. I mean, Bournemouth got him for $4,000.
Did they?
$4,000 they paid for him.
That is a bargain, that. Yeah.
But then you look at people like that. It's just. The best occasion I've been a part of is when we played Real Madrid.
It was that far?
For Bournemouth, we played. Yeah,
Did you?
I've got the last 20 minutes, but what 20 minutes? It was brilliant. I mean,
Where was that?
That was at Dean Court. They had.
Where's that? There's Dean Court.
Was in Vitality Stadium in Bournemouth.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Gutted.
Yeah.
Not the Burnabout.
Yeah, but they had. They brought the whole squad over. Ronaldo, everybody, Kaká. So that's
Did you save a shot against Ronaldo?
He'd gone off, thank God. Yeah, but
you want him to.
Yeah.
You want.
But no,
as a goalkeeper, right? Do you want him to cut inside and put one in top corner?
I'd love to make a save.
Make a save.
Yeah. He broke a kid's arm that day. Like he shot one.
Shaking his hand. That's strong.
But no, that team was like. I mean, they had Modric, Casemiro, all those players, and it was brilliant to be a part of. I mean, they were just out of this. It made you feel so inferior. It's just like, I'm never going to be as good as that. It's just unbelievable.
Who was a goalkeeper?
They had. Who was
Casillas?
the guy? No, Casillas wasn't there. The tall guy. I can't remember what his name was. Is it Gomez? Not Gomez. I can't remember what his name was. But
I wouldn't know.
Did you swap shirts?
No, I kept my shirt, and the reason was
Nobody wanted it.
Yeah, no.
Here, mates, what? No,
I've gone right into that.
No,
But, no, I wanted to keep it because I've just got it framed. My favourite player, and I've just got he was assistant manager. Zidane's signature just underneath it. I've got it framed,
right, fair
and it's
enough.
got the occasion and just got Zidane underneath it.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
it was brilliant. But the youth team lads absolutely cleaned up. Like lads were walking away with Modric's boots, his shirt, and first team lads had nothing. Because the youth team players absolutely cleaned the place out. Like while the game was
Jordan
going
went
on.
there, they'd gone off with Modric's wallet, rifling through all the clothes.
But yeah, it was just a brilliant occasion.
What a memory that is, though,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So is that your best memory as well?
I'd say it's one of my best memories. Yeah,
Playing against Real Madrid.
Yeah, getting promoted and playing against Real Madrid. Yeah.
Best/most important save.
Best most. Oh.
It can't be that long to think about it.
Yeah.
They made 3.
I'd say we got promoted with Bournemouth away at Burton, and it was 0-0, and we'd had about 3,000 fans come up, and Cross had come in, and the striker, I can't remember who it was, had just headed it towards the far corner, and I've just gone full stretch and tipped it round the corner, and then we went up the other end and scored. So that for
makes
me,
it even better.
and we got promoted that day, and it was like the pitch invasion and everything like that. It was so I'd say that was.
Is that the equivalent of scoring a goal for a striker?
Yeah.
You pretty much
You pretty much saved a goal and then got on and won it.
Yeah.
Do you get that as a goalkeeper? Like, obviously, when you score as a striker, the game stopped. You know
when
what I mean?
you save, yeah.
But sometimes you make a save and then you're up reacting
again.
You don't really get that applause, do you? Like fans don't stop and go, "Oh bloody hell!"
Yeah. The worst thing as a goalkeeper, say like you make a great save, it goes out for a corner, they put the corner in, score. It's like nobody remembers the save. Do you know what I mean? It's just dead. It's like
that's a shit thing for a goalkeeper. That's a shit thing for a goalkeeper. Sometimes you don't get the praise that you should get, should you?
Yeah. But that's a life we choose,
the job,
isn't it? Yeah, you lot are all right up there, just like caning people from up there, going, give me the ball, and if you miss one from 6 yards, nobody gives a shit, because as long as you go and stick it in again.
What kind of goalkeeper was you in training, right? Because I used to love dinking the goalkeepers.
Yeah.
But goalkeepers, they have this. I thought, what's the word?
Fuse.
They hate
fuse
being
goes,
dinked, don't they?
Yeah.
You chip the goalkeeper.
Balls,
If you chip the goalkeeper and he catches it, you know your ball's going for in the car park.
It's either at you or
But if you do it, if you score, the goalkeeper will chase you.
Yeah. I've been chased by many goalkeepers because they think you're taking the piss. But sometimes as a striker, it's the only place you can put it.
But you can't. It's like you got 20 mates behind you all celebrating because you've been dinked. It's like you know what I mean?
I used to love it. Would you be one to just to chase somebody, or just be like, guys?
I wouldn't even bother chasing because I couldn't catch him, but I'd be raging inside. I'd be fuming. Yeah, I'd be fuming.
And if you come to apologise after, you'd be like,
there'd be no chance of apologising. There'd be no chance.
I used to love winding goals.
Yeah. But I think they're the easiest position on the pitch to wind up.
Yeah. Well, because it's a goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what does the future hold then for you?
Well, obviously got another year at Chesterfield. Let's see what happens there. And
I'm keeping an eye out for Chesterfield.
And
goals conceded column. Obviously, you got your journalism degree.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. I've got a few things. Just see what happens. Just want to graduate and then.
Have you thought about? This is a serious thing. Like going over and like doing the TV stuff for Iraq and stuff like that, and being like doing it in England and commentating on English games.
Well, it's I'm open to. I'm open to most things really. It's just I've come to the decision that I want to play as long as I can.
Right.
I was sort of getting disillusioned with it, but now when you see things happen to other people, you think, no, I've been.
You
lucky.
could play for another 3
I'd
4
like
years,
to think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and coaching's another option as well, because the market for goalkeeping coaches is.
Yeah, Dewson's just got a nice.
Is he at Liverpool now? Isn't he?
Yeah. Liverpool ladies.
Yeah. So.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
To be fair, she looks nice, the keeper.
That's not where you go off, Jordan.
Yeah, no.
Skill.
What technique? Nice technique. Yeah. Good technique. Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. So.
Mate, well, it's been from Iraq to
Chesterfield.
To Chesterfield.
Yeah.
like what a journey.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Been
brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the other thing to say is that I've been contacted by the people at the FA in terms of the BAME, and they want me to do a bit for them to try and obviously encourage.
What's that? BAME?
The ethnic minorities.
Right, okay, yeah.
To try and encourage more people to get into football, and try and tell
pretty
people
big,
about
man.
my story. So, so for me, that's something that I could be, would be interested in doing, and I'm looking at as well.
Mate, that'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant if you can help.
Yeah.
Like I say, especially people from the background that you've come through.
Yeah. There's always a chance,
Hastings.
Yeah. I've survived Baghdad. I've survived Baghdad and Hastings, so I can survive anything. Yeah. So.
Mate, well it's been a pleasure, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Cheers for having me, guys. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no worries. Well done, mate.
Keepers Union and all that shit.
Oh yeah, that's they're different. I say it's different breed. Keepers Union, the cats, as they say.
The cats.
Well done, mate.
Top man.
Class.
Thank you
Brilliant.
very much.
Cheers, guys.
It's a wrap.
Very good. It's a chicken.
Good 2 weeks, that wasn't it?
Really good 2 weeks. Really good 2 weeks.